I just finished watching the interview that Ajith Kumar did with Anupama Chopra for The Hollywood Reporter, and I really liked some things that he mentioned. This video was not intended to be a hero worship at all because, firstly, I'm not a big fan of any actor, actress. I think the only person I'm a big fan of is Taylor Swift. Secondly, because I know that Ajith, as an actor, would also not be appreciative of anyone putting him on a pedestal and worshipping him. But this is not so much about hero worship, not so much about his filmography either. It's more about what we can learn about from him as a person that we can probably utilize in our lives to be better versions of ourselves. Of course, he's not a philosopher, so it's not like he's demystified the secrets of life. But I think in his interview, he puts a lot of these things in very simple terms that you and I can understand. So the first thing that I really liked about the interview is honestly his humility. And I think regardless of who we are in our lives, I think humility plays a very important role, and that's a leaf we can borrow from his book. Because for someone who's as accomplished as he is, I think he's incredibly, at least he gives me the illusion, I don't know him personally obviously, but he gives me this perception that he is someone who is very humble despite all the successes he's seen. The fact that he knows his flaws, he knows that he's not perfect. The fact that he still maintains his humility in the sense that he does his own chores by himself. He engages in cooking, god knows how frequently and all of that. But I think for an actor of his stature, the fact that he can even talk about these things with so much grace is really a beautiful thing to learn from. To learn from him. The next thing that I really liked, and I have a bunch of notes that I've made, but the next thing that I really liked about him is growth. So he is on a constant pursuit for growth, which I think is very important. It ties in very closely with humility, which is simply just the fact that no matter how high you reach, there's no room for stagnation. You keep pushing the boundary, you keep pushing the envelope, and never settle for anything just because you think you've made it. He talks about pushing yourself out of the comfort zone, which is also very crucial, because a lot of times we tend to see success and then we're like, okay, now I'm sorted. But constantly pushing yourself into trying new things, taking up stuff that you're not very good at, then excelling at those things. So I think it's a constant trial and error, where you never, I think the idea is to never stagnate. So that's something I really liked about him, the fact that he's made so much success in films and now he's gone into racing, an old time passion of his. But the fact that he admits that he's not the best racer, he's aware of the fact that he's nowhere close to the gods of racing, but at the same time he knows that he's following the protocol. In his own words, this is a term he uses quite often in the interview, that he's doing everything that is right, and he's trusting the process, for the lack of a better word, and he is giving it his best. So that was another thing that I really, really liked about the interview. The other thing that I really liked about his interview is gratitude. So no matter how big he is today, I think he knows his roots. He knows where he comes from. He's grateful to his family, his wife. He mentions his fans, which is also very important, because a lot of times I think celebrities tend to become very cocky when they see that level of success. They take their fans for granted. But what I really think is very interesting about this man is that he respects his fans and treats them as an equal, unlike what a lot of stars do, where they think they're a step above the rest of them. I think Ajit, the fact that he's saying that he is against these bursting of firecrackers and fan culture where people are disrupting roads to kind of get a picture with him, it shows that he wants them to kind of be at an equal level. He's not patronizing them, he's grateful for their support, of course, but he also wants them to lead their own lives, which is a very rare thought, because I feel a lot of celebrities are engulfed by a sense of hubris, and they think that they are a step above, like I said, right? So this is very refreshing, because he is honest about his thoughts. He's not afraid to admit that he doesn't like some of the shit that goes down in general, but he puts it in a very humble and a beautiful manner. And I think gratitude is very important. Gratitude, humility are two crucial lessons we should really take away from this, regardless of what we're doing in our own lives. Because, of course, our lives are different, our stories are different. But I think we will all meet success at some point or the other. Success is relative. So not necessary that all of us are going to become Ajith Kumars in our lives, but we might meet our own personal goals, and it is important for us to then not get stagnated. It is important for us to not become pretentious, not become cocky about our successes, pompous about our successes. So I really liked these things about the interview. One thing that I thought could have been done better, and obviously this Anupama Chopra is a great interviewer. I'm a huge fan of her work. But I feel probably if this interview was in Tamil, it would have made more sense, because I feel his fans, especially the ones who really need to hear this, are the ones who would probably understand this better if it was in Tamil. Not because language is a barrier. I'm not saying English is for the elite or something, but I feel if this was communicated in a language which is more accessible to many more people, it would have made more sense. I think this interview really helps Ajit reach out to the rest of the cinema universe, to say someone living in in non-Tamil Nadu part of the country. But some of his messages that he really wants to convey to his audiences, obviously there will be people who translate it, people like me who will distill some of the insights from his interview. But if his words had been in Tamil, it would have made a lot more sense to his fans who really need to hear this from him. That said, it's a lovely interview. You should watch it regardless of whether you're a fan or not. I don't know if you'll become a fan after watching it, but you will respect the man. So for that, I think it's a great interview.